Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some breaking news coming out here for you. We're going to be talking about Iran and Syria in this video. So, I've got some reports here that are unverified that Iran may be retaliating here in the next 48 hours and striking Israeli territory. So, we'll talk about that in just a moment. And why is this going to happen? Well, on Monday, we had an attack inside of Damascus, Syria, the capital. There was an Israeli airstrike that destroyed an Iranian consulate building next to the Iranian embassy and the Canadian embassy, completely demolished the building. And inside, we had multiple IRGC Quds Force members that were in there. Two of them were top generals that were killed, and also five officers, as far as I'm aware. And we also had many Syrian civilians that were killed in this attack as well. So Iran is coming out and warning that due to this attack, they are going to retaliate and punish Israel. Okay, I did a report on that yesterday that they were going to be punishing Israel for that. Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, warned that this will happen. And now we've got some unconfirmed reports that the CIA has warned Israel that Iran may launch strikes targeting Israeli territory within the next 48 hours. Now, I'm not completely able to confirm this, but I wanted to share this information with you that it is potential, which I think most of us are aware that if Iran is going to strike Israel and retaliate, most likely that will happen here in the next few days. So this information is not completely wrong in the sense that if there is going to be retaliation, it probably will be soon. And if it's not within the next 48 hours, it'll probably happen sometime within the next week. So apparently these strikes could potentially involve swarms of drones and cruise missiles aimed at multiple high-value targets across Israel. Now, one thing I do want to note is that I did a report, I want to say probably about a month or two ago, that Iran was putting out these kind of like propaganda videos to display their naval power. Okay, they were showing their naval ships shooting ballistic missiles and striking targets that would resemble an Israeli airfield. I forget the name of the airfield, but it's a very important airfield for Israel. And Iran was basically showing this video to scare Israel into thinking we have the ability to strike you if we really want to. Okay, so could something like that happen? Very possible. But I want to go into this. I want to bring you some more information. This is from Reuters. Okay, it says many Iranian options to retaliate against Israel, but all carry risks. So we're going to talk about some of the potentiality or potential strikes here that Iran may take on Israel, and potentially could they even go after the United States, or could they tell their proxies, hey, go ahead and start attacking U.S. personnel again? Because we just had them coming out a couple weeks ago, and they were telling the Islamic resistance of Iraq to discontinue their attacks on U.S. troops, okay, to prevent a escalation of war in the Middle East. So it says here, Iran faces a dilemma following an Israeli attack on its embassy in Syria. How to retaliate without sparking a wider conflict that Middle East analysts said Tehran doesn't appear to want. Monday's strike, which killed two Iranian generals and 5 military advisors at Iran's embassy compound in Damascus, comes as Israel accelerates a long-running campaign against Iran and the armed groups it backs. Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has vowed revenge. It goes on to say, Tehran has options. It could unleash its proxies on U.S. forces, use them to strike Israel directly, or ramp up its nuclear program, which the United States and its allies have long sought to rein in. Speaking on condition of anonymity, U.S. officials said they were watching closely to see if, as in the past, Iran-backed proxies would attack U.S. troops based in Iraq and Syria after Monday's Israeli strikes. So we just had that deadly attack on U.S. troops in Jordan, I believe it was, just like a month or two ago. And we had like three service members, I believe, that were killed, and like dozens other that were wounded during a drone strike. So could Iran continue attacking U.S. Troops again? This is very possible. This could be one of the things that they start doing, because Uh, the U.S. obviously is backing Israel, and there's a lot of protection in terms of Israel from the U.S. Okay, the U.S. completely backs them, and if it wasn't for the U.S. backing them, they would have a much harder time doing what they're trying to do right now, like in Gaza. Okay, so such Iranian attack ceased in February after Washington retaliated for the killing of 3 U.S. troops in Jordan, with dozens of airstrikes on targets in Syria and Iraq linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps and militias it backs. U.S. officials said they had not yet picked up intelligence suggesting Iran-backed groups were looking to attack U.S. troops following Monday's attack, which Iranian media said killed IRGC members, including Mohammad Reza Zahedi, a brigadier general. So I want to note here, too, regarding the U.S., that the U.S. has come out and said that they had nothing to do with this attack. They didn't even know that Israel was going to do it. They had no intelligence, so they couldn't even warn Iran. That's the U.S. Statement in terms of this attack. United States on Tuesday bluntly warned Tehran against attacking its forces. We will not hesitate to defend our personnel and repeat our prior warnings to Iran and its proxies not to take advantage of the situation, to resume their attacks on U.S. personnel, said Deputy U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Robert Wood. It says here, avoiding all-out war. One source who tracks the issue carefully and who spoke on condition of anonymity said Iran faced the conundrum of wanting to respond to deter further such Israeli strikes while avoiding an all-out war. They have faced this real dilemma that if they respond, they could be courting a confrontation, which they clearly don't want, he said. They are trying to modulate their actions in a way that shows that they are responsive but not escalatory. So I think that's what we're going to see here, is some sort of major response, but what can they really do that won't escalate the conflict? Because like these unconfirmed reports I'm talking about, if they were to launch a massive wave of cruise missiles and drones into Israel, I think that would be majorly escalatory and basically inflame this situation more versus just responding. Okay, so what will they actually do to respond? We'll have to see. If they don't respond in this case, it would really be a signal that their deterrence is a paper tiger. He added, saying Iran might attack Israel proper, Israeli embassies, or Jewish facilities abroad. The U.S. official said, given the significance of the Israeli strike, Iran may be forced to respond by attacking Israeli interests rather than going after U.S. troops. Elliot Abrams, a Middle East expert at the Council on Foreign Relations U.S. think tank, also said he believed Iran did not want an all-out war with Israel, but could target Israeli interests. I think Iran does not want a big Israel-Hezbollah war right now, so any response will not come in the form of a big Hezbollah action. Abrams said, referring to the Lebanese group seen as Tehran's most powerful military proxy. They have many other ways to respond. For example, by trying to blow up an Israeli embassy, he added. Iran could also respond by accelerating its nuclear program, which Tehran has ramped up since former U.S. President Donald Trump in 2018 abandoned the 2015 Iran nuclear deal designed to constrain it in return for economic benefits. But the two most dramatic steps, increasing the purity of its enriched uranium to 90%, which is considered bomb grade, or reviving work to design an actual weapon, could backfire and invite Israeli or U.S. strikes. Either one of those would be viewed by Israel and by the U.S. as a decision to acquire a bomb. So they are really taking a big risk. Are they ready to do it? I would not think so, said the source who tracks the issue closely. John Alterman, director of the Middle East program at the CSIS think tank in Washington, said he does not expect a massive Iranian response to the attack on its embassy. Iran is less interested in teaching Israel a lesson than in showing its allies in the Middle East that it isn't weak. So, definitely hard to say here whether Iran will actually strike Israel or go after some of their interests or maybe even target the U.S. or something like that. It's really hard to say, but I wanted to share this information with you just in case something happens so that that way all of you are aware that this just doesn't just come out of nowhere and surprise everybody. But there is a possibility here in the next 48 hours, maybe the next week, we will probably see some sort of response. We'll just have to wait and see how broad of a response that will be. Will this include like a cyber attack, or will this be like a direct attack on Israel where they will launch these cruise missiles and drones? or will they fuel their proxies to attack Israel? What will happen here? Because obviously Hezbollah is fighting with Israel right now. So will they probably ramp up their attacks? Maybe they might do something. The Houthis have been launching missiles towards Israel, like the southern side of Israel recently, like the town of Eilat has come under attack by a few drones or missiles that have been shot down. Okay, so we'll have to see how big of a response this will be from Iran. But again, just wanted to warn you all and let you know that this is a big possibility, which most of us are probably aware of this by now, that Iran is most likely going to respond because Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader, did say that they will punish Israel for this. So we'll wait and see what's going to happen. Let me know what your thoughts are down below, what you think will happen here, and share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. So if you got something out of this video, please smash that like button. And also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope you all have a great day. Thanks so much for tuning in for this update. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.